Hey guys, it's Noah. Welcome to the iHollywood TV podcast, where heart healthy eating can include eggs, and that's why we have nutrition consultant, speaker, and author Amy Goodson here. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
It's really nice to have you on the show this morning. So first off, you have some nice dishes with eggs included in the recipes that are on site. They look so tasty and good, but tell us more about what you have on the table.
Yeah. So first things first, we got to talk about eggs. People always wonder if they should be a part of their normal eating regimen. And I am here to tell you that the American Heart Association says, yes, eggs can be included as a part of a heart healthy diet for healthy adults. And that does include the yolk. So you see so many different recipes that I have going on because I love eggs. And the recipes that I have today, they meet the American Heart Association strict criteria for Heart Check certified recipes. And you're going to see one common denominator, which you're adding veggies to all of them. So I don't know about you, but in the morning, I'm always in a hurry running out the door. So I love these veggie loaded egg muffins because you can prep these in advance, like on the weekend. So this is a fantastic way to throw whatever veggies you have in your fridge into the egg muffin cups. You're actually going to cook these like you do muffins in the oven, then keep them in an airtight container each morning. Pop them out, little protein pops ready to go. It's a fantastic way because you can change it up as well. Now, are you a bowl person, like a grain bowl, nourish bowl?
Yes, Amy, that's me,
All right. These have become so popular, honestly, because, I think it's because they're versatile. You can really put whatever you have in them. So today I have a Green Goddess grain bowl. So this has spinach in it. It's got some sweet potato farro. Like I said, you can put whatever veggies, beans, grains you have. And then I'm getting that soft boiled egg there because we know that eggs provide high quality protein. So adding an egg to a grain bowl or to a salad can be a fantastic way to get in protein, say at lunch or dinner, but I like this for lunch. Now, what about breakfast for dinner? Does that call your name?
Oh, I do that all the time. Yes.
Yeah. My niece and nephew, I think, would eat breakfast every single night for dinner if they could. So this is a win for families because we know people are busy. They're trying to get a nutrient-rich meal on the table. So this is a one-pan meal, which means one pan to cook, one pan to clean, right? So this is a sweet potato and egg hash. So it's got sweet potatoes. It has roasted red and green bell peppers, some purple onion. You actually just kind of make little spots and you just kind of crack the egg in there, pop it in the oven. Again, delicious way to get in those veggies, lots of color, but again, getting in the nutrients from the eggs into your dinner dish.
I love it. And many might ask when making the recipes that you have on the table there, can they eat the yolks?
The answer is yes, you can. So the American Heart Association says that you can eat the egg yolk. And, a lot of people don't know that that's where a lot of the nutrients are, right? So when we talk about eggs, they really are kind of an all-around nutrient powerhouse. And they've got so many different things. And a lot of those nutrients are found in the yolk specifically. So for instance, you have choline. Choline actually supports brain health. And that's a nutrient that's going to help with memory, thinking, mood. And then girl, we're all looking at screens all day long, right? Whether it's a computer screen, a phone, an iPad, whatever it is. And eggs actually have two different nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin, that support eye health and can actually help protect your eyes against that blue light. And then there are some key nutrients for those little growing brains and bodies running around. So vitamin B12 and iodine are some of the recommended nutrients that the American Academy of Pediatrics says we need to get into our kids. Well, guess what? Majority of these nutrients are found in the yolk, as well as half of that high quality protein. So eating the whole egg is really what you want to do. And they're, like we were talking about, so many delicious ways that you can do that.
That's a really great tip right there, Amy. Now, what makes up a heart healthy diet? Tell us more about that this morning.
Yes. So it's really important that we are focusing on the big picture. So we want to be
Hmm.
eating lots of nutrient rich foods. So that includes fruits and vegetables. That includes whole grains and lean proteins like eggs, as well as beans and legumes, nuts, seafood, low fat dairy. But when we talk about heart healthy eating, it's also really important that you are, watching your salt intake, as well as limiting that saturated fat intake, so that we know
That's
that
right.
diets that are high in saturated fat actually have the biggest impact on a person's cholesterol levels. But the great news is that most of the fat found in eggs is that unsaturated, good for you fat that supports heart health. So it's really looking at the big picture, trying to get in a lot of color. We know that people do not eat enough fruits and vegetables. So any way that you can incorporate that in, like I've done today, is an excellent way
Hmm.
to not just, get eggs in as a part of a heart healthy eating diet, but really to get in
Yeah.
all of the nutrients that we're looking for.
This is all such great information, but now what are some scientifically backed benefits of including eggs in a healthy diet?
Yeah. So when we talk about those nutrients that I mentioned, you also have high quality
Hmm.
protein. So that is going to support the
Yeah.
bone health. That's going to support your muscle health. And again, choline for your brain health, lutein and zeaxanthin for your eye health. So there's a variety of different nutrients that are really supported and backed by science. And a recent Harvard study that came out looked at over or up to 32 years of data saying that, eggs don't contribute or don't increase your risk of heart disease. So many good
Mm.
nutrients out there that are really help fueling your brains, fueling your bodies. And we know that eggs are really loved by children and adults of all ages. So it's really
Oh,
important that
yeah.
we're incorporating some of those nutrients in really at every age and stage of life so that everyone can get the nutrient benefit as well as, of course, the delicious taste.
Absolutely. Now, as we're talking about eggs, Amy, so many viewers tuning in, might be a little unhappy with the prices of eggs. Can
Yeah.
you explain to us why the price of eggs continue to rise in America, with some eggs reaching $10 for a dozen? What?
Yeah,
You know?
I know, I know. Well, if you've been to the grocery store, you'll know that not just eggs have increased in price. Pretty much
Oh,
everything
yeah.
we're buying has increased in price.
Hmm.
And, prices reflect so many different things. So they're going to reflect inflation. They're going to reflect supply chain. So as a registered dietitian, I always recommend and tell people, we really can't change the prices. So what you have to do when you're at the grocery store is look for ways to get more nutrient bang for the dollar or the buck that you're spending. And so when we talk about an egg, we're talking about all of the different nutrients and the high quality protein. And when we look at that overall nutritional value, it really is a good value for what you're spending. So, I always kind of focus on what we can do versus the things that we can't change. So, there's different swaps you can make. Like, for instance, adding beans as a part of a heart healthy diet. Canned beans are typically going to be lower in cost. Maybe you're picking up frozen produce, so that you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about food waste. So there are ways that you can look to still incorporate these foods that fall into a heart healthy diet, but maybe going, okay, I'm going to swap there or do that there. But when it comes to protein specifically, eggs really are a great
Hmm.
nutritional value for what you're spending.
And I think why we continue to see the rise of eggs in supermarket stores is because of not just inflation, but the bird flu. So tell us, how is this flu affecting the egg farms, as it's currently in 47 states? That's a lot.
Yeah, so the aviation influenza outbreak or bird flu has
Uh-huh.
happened. So that means there has been right around 6% less hens producing eggs in the US. So that has obviously had a little bit of impact on supply chain. But the good news is that most egg farmers have recovered from the bird flu and are starting to get back to
Oh,
their
that's great.
normal egg production, which is going to hopefully help you see more eggs in your grocery stores. And hopefully that'll help that supply chain and getting them there so that you can choose them and enjoy them and look for ways to incorporate them into your overall everyday eating.
And as we have experienced the high rise in eggs, some of the viewers might be going to their local stores to stock up on size cartons.
Mhm.
But how long can you actually,
Yeah.
keep the eggs before they go bad?
So you always want to look at the date that's on the container. So, that's one of the beauties of things in America. We always have, a sell by date and a use by date. So that's really what you want to go safely by, because it could be different. If you bought the eggs the day they showed up at the grocery store, well, you might have a longer time for them to be in your fridge. If you're on the tail end and they've been out for, a day or two and you're getting them, then you might need to do that. So really that's for any rule of thumb, whether it's eggs, whether it's dairy, whether it's any other protein, really going by that sell by date. That's going to be your safest bet to make sure that you're providing a delicious, nutritious, and a safe food for your family.
Now, as we were talking about really how eggs are good for your eyes, I found that as a really interesting fact. I was surprised to hear that one, as I think so many are when they, heard you say that. Can you share with us, Amy, why eggs are, so good for our eyesight?
Yeah, so there's two key nutrients, and I always like to tell people they're really fun to say. So lutein and zeaxanthin, and they're found in the yolk. So more reasons about eating the yolk right there. But those nutrients really do help support eye health and can be protected to your eyes against the blue lights emitted from those screens. So, when we look at different vitamins and minerals, there are a lot of them have their own unique roles. Some of them do different things in the body or might do a variety of things, but there are some that do specific things. And so that lutein and zeaxanthin found in the yolk is what can help protect eyes. So again, you're really kind of getting an overall nutrient value for eating an egg, because it does have nutrients, this is not normal across all foods, that support a lot of different aspects of healthy living. So our brain health, our eye health, our bone and muscle health, of course, when we talk about kids, so the vitamin B12, talk about the iodine, choline for developing brains. Those are essential. And so many children love eggs. I mean, my niece and nephew have been eating them since they started eating food, and they love them. And, it's such a great way a lot of times to get in that high quality protein for those little kiddos running around as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, Amy, real quick before we have to go, do you have any other fun, interesting facts that the viewers might just not know about how eggs are really good for you?
Yes. So, this is a fun and interesting fact, period. So get this. All right, here's something for you. Did you know that the shell color, right? Sometimes you see white, sometimes you see brown, you can even see light blue, is based on the color of the hen's earlobes. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? I know, it's a new fact to me too, but that's really fun. So that's a fun fact, is that because a lot of people think that determines the nutritional value of the egg. Hen's earlobes, not a joke. So that's kind of a fun fact. But, when I tell people, I'm just look, we want to eat foods that we enjoy. And I meet very few people that don't enjoy and love eating eggs. So I think as you're grocery shopping, as you're cooking, looking for ways and recipes that your family loves, and you can visit incredibleegg.org to find more of them, to look at what are some of those fun and creative ways to get eggs into snack time, right? Maybe you're making a snack box with nuts and fruits and veggies and a hard-boiled egg. Maybe you're doing the egg cups, lots of different ways that you can get creative about really trying to get as much nutrition as you can. And then for American Heart Month, focusing on all those other foods, the whole grains, fruits, and veggies, to really support the overall heart healthy eating diet.
IncredibleEgg.org. They have so many amazing recipes, you guys, along with the ones that Amy has displayed on the table today. So you have to go to their website to check it out. You can eat great all month long. Use egg in your meals by going to IncredibleEgg.org. Amy Goodson, so nice to have you on the show. Thank you for such an important conversation. Thank you for making us even more smarter from this interview. And we look forward to having you back on again in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. Have an excellent day.
With inflation and a rising cost of living, it's no surprise that earning extra money and saving more in 2023 may be near the top of many to-do lists. Joining us now to talk about her experience being an Airbnb Superhost and sharing tips on how to get started is Airbnb Superhost Kendra Redding. Thanks for joining us, Kendra. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you on the show. You look nice, and thank you for joining us. So let's go ahead and get started. So Kendra, You are the host of a home in Jackson, Mississippi. Tell us how you got started and what's it like being a host on Airbnb?
So I actually got started with Airbnb as a guest. I love to travel, and when I travel, I choose to stay in Airbnbs. And through my travels, I got to see how people decide to put their different personalities and their different cultures into their Airbnb and make it so personable and homey. And all of this inspired me to want to do my own Airbnb. And so in January of 2022, I decided to take the leap and start Airbnb my own place. And it's been great so far.
That's awesome, and we're taking a look at some of the images right now, and it looks amazing. Now, from your experience, what are the financial benefits of listing a space on Airbnb?
So, like you said in the beginning, with the cost of living rising and all of the inflation, everybody is looking for a way to supplement their income and get a side hustle. And for me, Airbnb has been that perfect side hustle. I'm a nurse by trade, but when I'm not nursing, I decide to do Airbnb, and it definitely has helped me supplement my own income, and it has fast-tracked me on my goal to early retirement. So it's been really beneficial.
You know, I've always wanted to do this and have an Airbnb place and to have it rent out to many people, but I would need some great tips from you, Kendra, to do that. So we'll have to get together on that now. But recently, Airbnb launched Airbnb Setup, which it makes it easy for prospective hosts to get started. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Airbnb just launched Airbnb Setup, which is for people like yourself who might be thinking about starting an Airbnb but just don't know where to start. So Airbnb Setup is there to help you along the way. And what Airbnb Setup does is it pairs you with a superhost, an experienced host that has been in the game, has been doing Airbnb, knows what they're doing, to help guide, the prospective host one-on-one on how to make their listing attractive, giving them tips to attract more guests and helping them list their booking. In addition to being paired with a superhost for one-on-one help, you also have community support agents through Airbnb that are available for you 24/7. So if you have any questions or concerns or need help on how to get your listing out there and set up, you have all of this support already in place for you.
That's awesome. Now, Kendra, just out of curiosity, what has been the best part about working with Airbnb? What have you liked the most about this experience?
I think my favorite part of working with Airbnb has been meeting the people. So far in the past year, I've met people from multiple different countries, all over this country, and I've met some really great people and heard some really great stories. And to me, that's what life is about, is connecting with other people and learning from each other. So that's been the best part about hosting Airbnb for me.
Now, Kendra, for anyone that's feeling inspired and really wants to accomplish this within this year, what is some helpful tips that you would give to them?
My biggest tip is to just let your personality shine. Creative stays are really in right now. People want something that's different. They don't want just the run-of-the-mill hotel vibe. They want something that shows creativity, that shows life, and everybody has that within themselves. So let your creativity shine and put it in your Airbnb, and you'll be successful.
I love that. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Now tell us, where can anyone interested in hosting go for more information?
So if you're interested in becoming an Airbnb host, you can go to airbnb.com/host and click on Airbnb Setup, and it'll walk you through how to go from thinking about Airbnb, being an Airbnb host, to actually becoming a successful Airbnb host.
Airbnb Superhost Kendra Redding, thank you so much for a great conversation on our show. You take care. You have a lovely day, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.